secondary reader. We're going to Oxford for a few days, so I thought I would vlog, take you guys with me, sort of see the sights in Oxford. So it's Monday morning and we're in the car driving there at the moment. I've only been in the car for about 10 minutes, so yeah, I'll check in with you guys at various points. Yeah, you can see the sights along with me. And here is Stefan. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Hi guys, so it's like 10 to 7. We've been here for a couple of hours. We've had a little bit of a rest and put our stuff away, and we're about to go out to dinner. We booked this restaurant called the Trout Inn, and it's about 10 minutes away from here, so just outside of Oxford, and the menu looks really nice. So we go and have some dinner. Yeah, I'm really hungry, so I'll see you guys later. Tuesday morning. We had a really nice dinner last night and we've had breakfast, and now we're heading out in the car into the centre of Oxford so we can go and have a wander around and do some touristy things. So yeah, really looking forward to today. Already googled all the bookshops in Oxford as well, so that's definitely going to be happening today. So yeah, hope you have a nice day. guys, so we are back from Oxford and I thought I would show you all of the books that we picked up while we were in Oxford, because we did do some book shopping. There were some really nice bookshops, including Blackwell's of Oxford, which I took some shots of that you'll have seen earlier in the vlog. So I'm just going to go through all of the books that we picked up. First of all, in W.H. Smith we picked up Macbeth, and this is by Jo Nesbø. I talked about this in my new book buzz video for May to June. Yeah, for May to June. No, it wasn't from May to June, was it? No, it was from April to June. Sorry. Yeah, this came out at the beginning of April and this was on offer for half price in W.H. Smith. So my husband picked this up and said, oh, do you want to get it because it's cheap? So jumped on that. He's actually reading this at the moment. You can see there's a bookmark in it, and he hasn't read any Jo Nesbø before, so I'd be interested to hear his thoughts on that. But yeah, looking forward to that one as well. And also in W.H. Smith I picked up Little Fires Everywhere, and this is by Celeste Ng. This is the second book from her. I have the first book on my shelf but I haven't read it yet, and this I believe centres around a couple of different families. So I think it'd just be easier if I read you the blurbs. It says, in the placid, progressive suburb of Shaker Heights, everything is meticulously planned. From the colours of the houses to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Eleanor Richardson. Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother, arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter Pearl and rents a house from the Richardsons. Soon Mia and Pearl become more than just tenants. All four Richardson children are drawn to the alluring mother-daughter pair. But Mia carries with her a disregard for the rules that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. When the Richardsons' friends attempt to adopt a Chinese-American baby, a custody battle erupts that dramatically divides the town and puts Mia and Mrs. Richardson on opposing sides. Mrs. Richardson becomes determined to uncover the secrets in Mia's past, but her obsession will come at an unexpected and devastating cost to her own family and Mia's. So it seems to be about sort of like suburban life and, yeah, being the perfect family and things like that, and that sort of idea. So I hadn't realised that this has come out in paperback until I went into W.H. Smith, and this is actually on the new Richard and Judy book club list. So I was really excited to pick up a copy of this, and this is also half price as well. Then we went to Waterstones and I picked up a few books for myself. The first of those was Fangirl, and this is by Rainbow Rowell. I read Eleanor and Park last week, which is one of her adult novels, and I absolutely loved it. So I wanted to pick up something else by her. This is one of her YA novels, and I believe it centres around an identical twins called Kath and Ren, and they are going off to university, and they're quite different in terms of their temperaments and sort of how they are, their personalities. I think one of them is writing a novel, I think, and it's about a romance and things like that. I really enjoyed Rainbow Rowell's writing in Eleanor and Park, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing what this one is like. And I also picked up a copy of Clean by Juno Dawson. This is going to be really glary, but it doesn't matter. I also talked about this in my book buzz video, talked about the fact that this is basically about a kind of socialite entering rehab and the shenanigans of being in rehab. So yeah, I mean the cover is really, really nice. It's really kind of clean gold foiling. Yeah, so we'll see what I think about that one. And then lastly I picked up The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is her second novel, I think. Everything with her first novel. I really liked Everything last year, so I wanted to pick up this one, and I believe this centres around a girl whose family is being deported, and she meets this boy on her last day in New York, I think it is, yeah, and it's about the relationship that starts happening between the two of them. I'm really interested in this because I did like Everything, but also this seems a little bit sort of insta-lovey because it's about a relationship that blossoms over one day, so we'll see what I think of it. I do like showing you what Stefan got as well, so some of these books are going to end up on my TBR anyway. So he picked up the third book in the Rainwild Chronicles called City of Dragons, and this is obviously part of the big realm of the Elder Lynn series. So he's got this one and then obviously the fourth one to pick up at some point, and then I think he'll have read everything in the realm, which is mental, but there we go. He picked up Saint's Blood by Sebastian de Castell, which I believe is the third book in the Greatcoats series, did it say? Yeah, the Greatcoats book 3. I bought him book 1 for his birthday and he really liked it, and he bought book 2, which I'll show you in a different haul. So yeah, he read that as well, and then he picked up book 3 while we were there, and I believe this is, I don't really know much about this, but I've heard good things about the series. So he also got, I think this is book number 4 in the Memoirs of Lady Trent series. This is In the Labyrinth of Drakes by Marie Brennan. Yeah, again, this is about a woman in the Victorian era who goes and studies dragons. So I haven't read the first one in the series yet, so I don't know much about it, but he picked up the 4th one. I also encouraged him to get Sleeping Giants, and this is by Sylvain Nouvel, and this is, I believe, a science fiction story, and it's about the discovery of this giant hand, I think it is. Yeah, that she finds hidden deep underground. She finds an enormous ornate metal hand. Tests prove the artifact predates all human civilization. So yeah, there's a couple of books out in this series, and I believe the 3rd one is coming out this year at some point. I've heard really good things about this trilogy, and I think he will really enjoy it, so I encouraged him to pick that one up. And then lastly, he picked up Stranger the Dreamer, and this is by Laini Taylor. This is the UK paperback edition, and this tells the story of this kind of lost town, I believe, and this guy who's kind of really obsessed with finding it. So it says, since he was 5 years old, Laszlo Strange has been obsessed with the mythical lost city of Weep, but it would take someone bolder than he to go in search of it. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called the Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance or lose his dream forever. So yeah, I've heard this takes a little bit of time to get into, like a good 100 pages, and it's a little bit strange arena, but then I've heard it's absolutely fantastic, so I'm sure he will enjoy that. And again, there's loads of glare from the cover, but there we go. And then lastly, when we're in Blackwell's, I picked up a couple of books, and they do this stamping service. So when you buy books from them, they'll stamp the front of them, which I'll show you what that looks like in a second. It's kind of a really nice little keepsake. So I was sort of wandering around in there, and I firstly picked up a copy of Silk, and this is by Alessandro Barrico. It's an absolutely stunning cover. Again, there's a little bit of glare from it, but there we go. And this says on the back, this sensual and hypnotic novel tells the story of adventure and obsession. In 1861, French silkworm merchant Hervé Joncourt travels to Japan, where he encounters the mysterious Hara Kai. He develops a painful longing for Kai's beautiful concubine, but they cannot touch. They do not even speak, and he cannot read the note she sends him until he has returned to his own country. But the moment he does, Joncourt is enslaved. Subtle, tender and surprising, Silk is an evocative tale of erotic possession. So I just thought that sounded really different. I'd never heard of it before, never heard anybody talking about it before, so I thought I would pick it up. And if I just show you what they do with their stamping service, so you can see it's got this nice little Blackwell's bookshop stamp in the front of it. So yeah, I'm hoping I love it, because I really want to keep it on my shelf, because yeah, it'd be a good keepsake. But I also, while I was there, picked up a book that I loved as a child and thought, well, I'm always going to keep this. So and that is Heidi by Johanna Spiri, and I just remember absolutely loving this as a child. And this basically tells the story of Heidi, and she, over the summer I believe, goes to stay with her grandfather in the Swiss Alps, and her grandfather has a herd of goats which he grazes on the Swiss Alps every day, and then he makes cheese from their milk. And just remember it being this really sweet, endearing story about, you know, this kind of life that seemed really appealing to me at the time. So yeah, this is the, what edition of this? These are the, I keep seeing these editions somewhere, but I don't really know what they are. Let's just have a little look. It's published by Arcturus Publishing. So it's a particular edition of some children's classics, and I really like the cover again, so I thought it'd be great to have that on my shelf and to be able to reread that and yeah, just have it as a keepsake basically. So there you go guys, they were all the books that my husband and I picked up in Oxford. I really hope that you liked this video, that you enjoyed watching our time while we were away, and that you liked looking at what we picked up while we were there. We had a great time. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.